Welcome back to Preservation Tours with Laine and Kevin. Today we have an early 19th century family home that you can only see here or if you come to pilgrimage in Natchez, Mississippi.
Hello there, it's so good to have you here. Why don't you come on in? I'm Charlotte Copeland, and I'm the caretaker of Sweet Auburn. Come on in and I'll introduce you to the owners. This is Dr. John Wesley Manette, and this is his wife, CJ. She's Cornelia Jane Newman. They built this house in around the 1830s and finished between 1832 and 33. I'd like to tell you a little bit how they got here. Dr. Manette came here with his family in the 1820s. His father was an ordained Methodist minister, as well as he also practiced in the trade of medicine. They heard about Washington. Washington was the capital of Mississippi at that time, and it was a going city. It was the land grant city. It was also the center of cultural activities in this part of the United States. Dr. Manette's father, as I said, was a minister, a Methodist minister. He settled here, started his practice of medicine, and also was training his son, John Wesley. His father died quite early at age, and the family decided to send John Wesley to Transylvania to learn the trade of being a physician. John excelled because he was just a brilliant person. In 1825, he came back to Washington to actually practice medicine. He also found a young lady, Cornelia Jane. She was 15 years old, but she stole his heart away. He married her, and they started their lives together in Washington. The first house they bought was Propinquity, and Propinquity came on tour just last fall. So if you come down this spring, you'll get to see Propinquity, the first house the Manettes had, and then come on down the road just a little piece in Washington, and you'll see Sweet Auburn. I know we've been talking about Washington, Mississippi, and you've probably never heard of Washington, Mississippi, but actually it was the first capital of Mississippi. And now it is certainly a much smaller place because Natchez is such a grand place with so many mansions here. When people lived here, Washington was a better place to be because yellow fever was so predominant in Natchez that people would come to Washington, Mississippi to bathe in the springs here and to come just to a healthier place to recover. Speaking of yellow fever, the builder of this house, Dr. John Wesley Manette, has been given credit for curing yellow fever, and his portrait is hanging in the capital of Mississippi, in Jackson, Mississippi. He built this house because it was near the Jefferson College, as well as the Ladies' College that was here in Washington. Yes, this little village of Washington had 2 colleges and even a college for ladies. It also was the center of the cultural activities with so many brilliant men that were here. And Dr. Manette was definitely one of them. He participated in the school activities. He was on the board of Jefferson College for like 20 years. He was the mayor of Washington, a councilman, as well as being a physician. But he attained great wealth, and he built this wonderful house here, finished it, and it is a great federal design. Come on, I'll show you a little bit more of it. If we go this way, this would be the ladies' parlor. We're in the ladies' parlor, and I want you to particularly notice the mantelpiece. It's a lovely mantelpiece. And remember, this dates back to the 1830s. Sitting out here on 20 acres, so we let the sunshine in and we enjoy all the beautiful nature scenes. We're now in the gentleman's parlor, which is one of the biggest rooms in the house, and I want you too to notice the mantelpiece here. But look a little further and you'll see one of the very rare instances where we have the fireplace backing. There's only one other house in Natchez that I know of that has this. We have this mantelpiece here and the backing, and the oldest house in Natchez also has this ironwork. We're very proud of it. It was very rare for a house out in the country to have such a piece. It was so good to have you guys today, and I want you to please go outside and enjoy the doctor's office that's on the property, and it's the original building. As well as his library. You got to remember that he was certainly a student. He enjoyed learning at all times, and the library was once filled with so many books. That's where he spent most of his time. Also, Dr. Monette is buried on the premises here, his family for several generations, and be sure and look at the old cemetery that's on the grounds. Sweet Auburn will be on pilgrimage this spring. It begins March 9th. I want you to be sure and come. You can also see the first house that he lived in, Perpetuity. You can see Sweet Auburn and really get a sense of how great this area has been in the past.
Thank you for coming along on our tour today of this early 19th century family home, and thank you to our beautiful tour guide, Miss Charlotte Copeland. Remember, pilgrimage is coming up in early March, where family homes like this that aren't normally open to the public will be open, and you can tour several of those. So come down here to Natchez, Mississippi and see us. Please subscribe, give us a like, share our videos, and we'll see you next time on Preservation Travels with Laine and Kevin.